Thank you for joining us this Friday afternoon for yet another session as we close the year. As usual, we want to begin off by dedicating this session into the hands of God. So I'd like to request anyone who can lead us in prayer as we begin.
Let us humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the year 2022. We thank you for all our colleagues on the call. We thank you for this session. We pray that you guide our facilitator and also all of us on the call. Help us understand. Help us prepare for the next year. Help us give us the wisdom and the knowledge to understand whatever that will be shared with us this afternoon. Ask all this through Christ our Lord.
Amen. Thank you, Patricia. My name is Edward Tumwine. I am the Training and Mentorship Manager at Ultimate Multimedia Consult, and it's a pleasure to host you this Friday afternoon. We are coordinating these sessions in partnership with the Department of Journalism and Communication at Makerere University, where we also offer short courses in digital communication, multimedia journalism, digital pedagogy, and media literacy and information. If you are interested in studying any of these short courses, feel free to click on the first two links that I've sent in the chat. In addition, we also have a joint WhatsApp and Telegram group where we share different training materials, training opportunities that could be of interest to you, still in the same area of digital communication, multimedia journalism. And the link to join either the WhatsApp and Telegram group are still shared in the chat. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to now introduce our facilitator of the day, who is Mr. Gerard Businge Atenyi. He is a multimedia journalist, digital communication specialist, trainer, researcher, and also a new media entrepreneur, who is going to take us through how to reprogram ourselves for a better 2023. Mr. Gerard Businge, you're welcome.
Thank you, Edward. Good afternoon, colleagues. It's a pleasure to be doing this session this afternoon. We thank God for the opportunity. We've been together with many of you, some of you, through different trainings over the year, especially discussing new media technologies and how they're impacting on journalism and communication and learning new tools. And as the year closes, we thought that as we always start our sessions with mindset change, mindset reprogramming, it would be good that we do a session for those who really want to become better, for those who want to go to the next level. And that's what we are here, and I'm very happy to be facilitating this today. I request that you take time to listen, to attempt to understand, but probably also you might want to listen to this again since it's being recorded. Real growth comes from consistent effort of learning, and I'm myself a student. I'm learning every day, and I am happy to see that a number of you are interested in really getting better. So as you all know, allow me to share my screen. As you all know, many people will be starting to make New Year resolutions, or some of you have already made them, have already written them. But also, as you know, by the time the year ends, or as the year comes to an end, when you review, many times you find you have either not achieved what you intended or things changed along the way. And we need to master this a little. We need to master how do you, what can you do? Why do things happen the way they happen? And we become better actors, better protagonists in this journey of life. Before we start, I need us to have 2 questions. I think the producer can put, I need you to answer 3 questions for me. Please answer quickly. Producer, can you display the questions? Okay, so I'm very glad that the majority of us, more than 80%, know that The government, usually in Uganda here, people say government etuyambe, or government this, government that. Believe that the government is not responsible for the problems you're facing. That's a good indicator. Then 100% of you who responded say you believe in God or Allah, and 100% of you again who have responded believe that God or Allah, with God or Allah, everything is possible. So I guess we're going to have a very good session. Now, this is an interaction. It's not a lecture per se. We are discussing general about life, and with matters of life, I can tell you most humbly that nobody is an expert. Nobody is completely knowing it all. Everybody is here on the earth for an individual assignment, and everybody lives their life ideally, and nobody else knows another person's life more than themselves. So with that, as we start off, the main purpose, as we might have communicated, is that as we are starting a new year, it's good to be conscious. This is another season. One of the other principles in life is that life is made up of seasons. There are both good seasons and bad seasons. Wet season, dry season. Season for planting, season for harvesting. So years, months, days, weeks, these things we use to measure seasons, it's very important for us to sit and reflect and say, how do we proceed to the next month? How do we proceed to the next week, to the next year, especially for a year? It's like the other measure. Of course, a decade is there, and a century and all these. But it's very good that we sit and think through and see how do we make sure that next year can be much better. Because one of the laws of the universe is about progress. Whatever doesn't progress will either diminish or get disorganized and even change form. So if we must grow, we must be able to progress, and progress, you need to do some conscious efforts. And to start us off, I would like you to look through this, just reflect, who decides or determines for you. There are people who have influence in our lives, friends, parents, government, boss, or people whom they call bosses, the partner, those of you who have a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, community, and yourself. So if you look at some of the key decisions that we do take every day, for example, what do you want? What do you want in life? Who determines that? Is it parents, friends, government, boss, partner, community, self? Who determines how much you earn? Who determines your happiness? Who determines your goals? Who determines your purpose in life? Or do you have a purpose anyway? Who determines when you will achieve anything? To say that now I have achieved, now I have not achieved, who determines that for you? Who determines how you spend your time, your money, and all your valuable resources? How do you serve? Who determines how you serve? When you go to work, who is determining how you do your work, how you present a session like this? Is it the government? Is it the boss, the partner, the client, the community? It's good that we ask this question. Who determines where you go? Many of us leave home every day and go somewhere. Who is determining where you're going? Who is determining your beliefs? Because this life, our beliefs, a key force in how we live our lives, because they determine our actions, and our actions determine our character. So who determines your beliefs and character is also extremely important. So these are for you to reflect as we start, because this is the key as you start off towards this journey of achieving your goals, creating the reality that you want. It's extremely important that you reflect on who you are, on who am I. I don't know how many of us ask ourselves this question. So can we, in the chats, or those who want to tell us, who are you? If someone asks, who are you? What would you answer? You can either unmute or put up your hand or write in the chat. Who are you? Yes, Msimenta?
I am a resilient, dedicated, passionate, loving, caring individual who loves everything I put my hands on and who will not stop at anything until I reach where I'm going.
Thank you. And any other? Who are you? If someone asks, who are you? What would you answer? Now, the challenge with life is many of us, why we are even saying reprogramming, is many of us, when we are asked who we are, we say those names. I'm Cementa, so and so. I am a journalist. I am a communication officer. I am a managing director. I am this. I am that. And many times, Senior is saying, I am a dedicated, emphatic, caring, and hardworking mother, colleague, friend, sibling who believes God plays a big role in my life. Thank you. Reste, oh, happy to see you, Reste. I'm a daughter, a wife, a mother. Thank you. So, so the first thing I can see, this is really going to be very interesting, is that many of us have a more than average awareness of who we are. None of us is our name. None of us is our job. None of us is our title. That is not who we really are. So many times we are asked, because the first achievement, I see Jen saying, I am Jen, a passionate educator, a great leader, and champion for quality education. Great. Oh, Tria Singer, I'm self-motivated, hardworking, and sociological individual. Thank you. Some of these words we need to understand, like sociological, but thank you for getting in the answers. So there is a great author, Thomas Kule, who said that many people can see Alan saying, I am born again, a digital content creator, hardworking and dedicated person. This gentleman wrote in one of his books that every time many people ask them, the reality inside them, they know that I am not who you think I am. I am not who I think I am. I am who I think you think I am. I say, well, Christine, I am a cheerleader, dedicated, God-fearing, who is always open to embrace new changes in life. Wow, I'm great to learn about Oh.
Sorry about that. We have muted him.
Okay. So it's very important. The first important thing every human being is to ask who you really are. If you have never asked this question, for people who answered, this is great. You have to ask every day. And once you know this answer, you are almost 50% into achieving your goals. Because even before you set them, we need to know who is setting these goals. And you realize that for the people who have given answers, they've desisted from the usual, when we go to class, they ask who you are. Many of us will be saying our names, our titles when we go to conferences, but you are really much bigger than that. And as many of you have already said, which is really very, very impressive, is most of this is determined by you. You are lucky. Many people do not know who they are. And the first journey that we need is to create this consciousness, the awareness of who you really are. And there are a lot of things. It's a process, just like when you start, we all come into this world as babies of less than a minute. We get a minute, an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year. Now we have so many years. Each of us has their account. And each of those years we've been alive. And I want to hope that many of us are grateful for being alive to that time. It's important that at every moment we're always reflecting on who we are. If we are going to achieve what we want, we need to know our decisions, our beliefs, and those should guide us in how we are going to achieve what we want. Because the challenge comes when you let other people define who you are. Since we started from home, our parents have been telling us, this is who you are. You go to school, they tell you have not passed, you are in F9, you are this. You go to university, the same, then they tell you, oh, studied this, you did that, you are this, you are that. But if we really decide everything, as we are saying, we know that we decide everything. It's important that we reflect on the true identity, on our true identity. And once we get that identity, we are going to be well guided. We are told you are that tribe, you are that certificate, you are this, you are that, you are poor, you are rich, it's important that we have our own self-image. And luckily for many of us, we know that our image, I've seen many of us are saying we believe in God. Our image is from God. I'm sure you know from the Bible at the beginning, the book of Genesis, I want to believe, or even the Quran, this story of creation is not very different. If you know who you are, God said, when Moses asked God, who are you? What did he say to tell the Israelites? Anji? When God Moses asked God, who do I say? Yes. Sini is saying, I am who I am. Now you realize human beings, many of us actually know most of the answers. If you go to any culture, you look at the traditions of every culture, people are always expressing God. People actually know. People know this. People introduce themselves as I am. And God has already said, I am. Huh? I am that I am. Exactly. I am who I am that I am. So the real truth of the matter, for me, if you ask me, like many of you have said, say that I am the operant operational power of God on earth, and I can claim anything else that God claims, because God has given us the power. The real you that is you, the real you that doesn't change is that I am. That's why when you are 1 year old, you are I am. When you are 5, you are I am. The body keeps changing. You're 10 years, you are I am. You're 20, you are I am. 50, you are I am. 100, you are I am. That I am that you are is God. And before we start looking at the real crux of our discussion this afternoon, remember, we are saying we want to achieve goals in the next year. Then if you know that you have the I am in you, that the I am in you is actually God, that you draw all your being, because you are, and the you are is God. So if you know who you are, then you must also know who God is. And there are many ways we describe God, but one of the key ones, we say that God is what? Omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, omnibenevolent. I hope we know what these things mean. Omnipotent, all-powerful, omnipresent, available everywhere, omniscient, all-knowing, omnivalent, all kindness, all grace. And when Jesus came, of course, I'm Catholic, I should probably declare this. So I make references, I do read the Quran. I can't claim that I understand it as much, but I have much more understanding of the Bible. So forgive my slant towards Christianity. But you know that when Jesus came, he said, I am the resurrection, I am the life, and I am the truth. And from time immemorial, we are told we are here on this world to witness and provide God's love, peace, and joy. So once we know some of these basic facts, then we are ready for the next level of achieving our goals, or setting the right goals. But probably, since many of you love scripture, you know that in Genesis 1:26, we talked about likeness, because Many times we reference this. Some of you are from academia. In Genesis 1:26, who can read for us?
Genesis 1:26 says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth."
Okay. And I picked this verse from the Holy Quran, 32:9. Who can read for us? Okay, I believe you have read that then he made him complete and breathed into him of his spirit and made for you the ears and the eyes and the hearts. Little is it that you give thanks. You know that in Genesis 1:27, they also talk about this, that after he created man and woman, he breathed life into them. So this is extremely important. If you want to know who you are, if I were to ask you, what is the most important thing in your life? What would be your answer? What is the most important thing in your life?
I think it's breath that I take every day.
Thank you very much. So the most important thing in this life is breath. And we are seeing both the Quran and... Pardon?
Sorry, even in the chat, there are more submissions.
Actually, my thing was disappearing. Yes, breath, oxygen. Thank you. So it's very good that we are aware of this. The most important thing in our life is breath. And we know where this breath comes from. It's mentioned both in the Quran and in the Bible, that man was made, but to get life, God breathed life into. So the life that you have, once you are alive, you have God. Saying, know who you are, know who you are. Huh? Once you are alive, you have God. And we are saying God is all these things: omnipresent, omnipotent, all-powerful, all-knowing, present everywhere. And that should shape also our resolutions as we start to make them this coming year. But also in the New Testament, there are several references, of course, both in the New and Old Testament. Is to know where we come from, to know where it all starts, to know where you belong. Who? See another comment here. Yes, John 5:12. Of course, some of these verses are repeated in different verses across books. But the point is that human beings, if you want to achieve in this world, you have to know who you really are. And you're not just that body, you're not just those names. You are a spirit. What makes you alive, what makes you is spirit. We said you can interject anytime, and also in the comments, as well as we shall have a question and answer session at the end. So once you know, remember we said what God is, omnipresent. You cannot be, as a body, you cannot be present everywhere. But it's our spirit which can be present everywhere. But also God gave us a mind which we use to think, to feel, to be cognizant of what we do, because God made us with free will to be able to do and co-create things in this world. And of course, we have the body that we see. But if you read both the Quran and the Bible, you will notice that God is telling us, is creating you to come and fulfill a purpose on this world, which is to create things and show his greatness. In summary, you might want to, if you can mention a few or some of the verses you want to refer to. But human beings are here for a purpose, to extend the kingdom of God from heaven to earth. And we are the ones who have been tasked to come and do this. And God is so faithful that on the world, on this planet Earth, only humans are operating. And he has given them the life, the power, and they can do all things through him, so long as they remember that they have that power within him. Now, there is this word about manifesting. It's becoming very popular these days. To manifest is to bring things into being. So in this world, we have to know that once we know who we are, we must manifest. We must bring things into being. We must show the God. As you all know, that all things that are in this world, other than those that were created by God, have been created by man, by people like you and me. Whether you think of the aeroplane, think about internet, think about telephones, all softwares. Now, those of you who have read the Quran and the Bible, you know that these things, they tell us that all things were there at the beginning. Everything has already been created. Now, the purpose of man is to come to this world and make these things real and, bring them into being. And as we start to think about our goals for next year, it's very important to know our primary role as creators. We must create things. We must bring things into being. It's why we are here. We are not here for a stroll. We are here to live. That's why we have God's air. To live means you are active. There is, life within you, moving, and we must manifest. We must make it manifest. We must make God manifest. Otherwise, we are like a loss-making business if we don't. Now, the question usually asked as we start to think of who we really are, we know that many of us know that we are made up of these three parts. A human being has a spirit, or the soul, mind, and body. But what is major? Is it the body? Is it the spirit? Is it the soul? Now, these are not debates that clever people really should enter. Those who especially have awakening. Every part of the human is important. But it's very important, just like you cannot enter into a debate on whether your mouth is the most important, your brain, your head, your fingers, your nails, your teeth, your tongue. That will be an unending debate. Every part plays a role, and it's important to know that they are all good, because the spirit cannot work on itself on this earth until it goes in a body. That's why God Almighty, after sending different prophets to warn people to return back to his rules, to turn back to his commands, to turn back to show his power and to believe in him, he had to send his only son. So they tell us in the Bible. I already told you I'm Catholic, but I'm also a free being, because I also know where, like I told you, I know that I'm not the religion where I go to. I am much more than that. So I am able to say some things that might not be comfortable with your religion or with what you believe in. It's my own understanding, and I thank God for that. And I continue also to look for more enlightenment, to learn. But please take it at that. I invite you also to continue to learn, to explore. But all these are important, but it's extremely important to know the source. They usually tell us, they are great teachers like Miles Monroe, who have been teaching about learning about source. When you manufacture a product, you are the one who knows what it's made of. You are the one who knows, when it will expire. How you are the one who makes the money of how it should work. You are the master. You know this, and the God who made us is spirit. Is spirit, and breathed in us spirit. But for us to be able to work on earth, we must have a mind which we use to make conscious decisions, and that mind can also only work if there is a body. Now, when all the three are operating well, then we are able to manifest God's power, God's promise on this planet. And many times we make these resolutions as we start off the year. It's sometimes most times it has a lot to do with whether we understand or we are extending God's power or what God has asked us to do on earth. But it's very important that we keep knowing that we are here to manifest. We must manifest and manifest God's greatness. That is the key assignment of us as humans on this planet. That said, there are a few things that we need to know. Now, me, I been studying, and when you get to learn, it's a good thing, and that's what we are doing. I'm sure we all come here to share and learn. So it means in this world we are able to create our own reality. We We can't create our own reality, because part of doing New Year resolutions, of saying, this is what I want to happen, this is what I will do, this is what I will do, you want to create your own reality. And the good news is that it is possible for every human being to create their own reality. It is very possible, extremely, because everything you see in this world has been created by people. Computers, phones, everything has been created by people. So we can't create what we want. All the richness, go in every village, there are people who, you know, at different levels, every town, and the people, you know, start up and say, this is what I want, and many of them achieve this reality. So we want to quickly discuss, go through how can we master that ability within ourselves to be able to create our own reality. And before we start on that journey, it's important to understand, like I've said, who we are, and the awareness of who we are must start from knowing that, you know, we come from a supreme being. There is a supreme being. Some call him Allah, some call him God, some Jesus, some Yahweh. There are so many names of God, so many across the Bible and the Quran and the other holy books. So it's important to know that there is a supreme being from whom all other things come. And all great achievement comes from understanding this primary source. For the awakened, we all know that this force, since we are saying spirit, it's able to move. Remember, we were told at the beginning it was moving, there was darkness. That's why light was created first. That's what, even God, when Jesus came and said, I am light, I am the light, I am the life, I am the resurrection. So God is energy. Now, where people have been studying science, science is a very good study, it's a very good area. Where science and you know, spirituality meet is this concept of energy and space. So God is everywhere. Is space, is energy, is once we understand that, then we know that we can always tap from him. This concept of God as energy is extremely important for you to understand as you start to you know, to want to achieve what you want, to achieve your reality, because all the things, nothing comes into being without energy. But the highest energy, the supreme being energy, is space, is not touchable. You cannot touch it, but it is there operating and it is working. Now, if we've been talking, some of you, I can see many friends from the media industry here. You know, we've been talking about this beauty that we usually don't think about. Many of you work on radio. If you think about radio, you sell airtime. You're selling air. We already said the most important thing in life is air. If you don't breathe for 2 minutes, you may become late. Just 2 minutes. Many of us cannot be alive again. And people have made machines, and now they're able to tap this air and even sell it. MTN, Airtel, all these telecom companies are selling what? Airtime. Even New Vision sells space, like it's there empty, then they put some things and qualify it, and so people have been tapping and you know, utilizing air and space across time. From space and air, they create things and they're able to sell, and these are some of the most selling. But also people who are able to master their power, they can attract things from wherever, from far, and it's the beginning of creation. And one of the key things with this is of course words. In addition, of course, thought. You know that God said, let there be, and things were. Let there be. So as you start making your resolutions for next year, or think about them, it's important to know that you have a source, and this source is energy. And since it's energy, you can call upon it, but also it's already within you. So you can already release it. You can call on it from, you know that the way you hold the pen is not the same way you hold the phone, for example, or a computer, or a jerrycan full of water. That energy is always inside you. You can pull it, you can express much of it and less of it at any time. These are realities that are there. We know them, but sometimes we tend to forget. So for anything that you are calling upon to happen, if you want it badly, you must put a lot of energy on it. You know, the same way you're carrying something heavy. The bigger it is, the more the energy you should be putting. The more complicated it is, the more the energy you should be putting in your calling for that thing, for asking it to happen. But remember, I'm saying calling. You must use words. You must use words. In this world, creation is by words. Thoughts are very important. That's why we have a mind. The mind helps us to think. We must think. Remember, we said the mind is both. We said the mind is made up of two parts. There's the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. The conscious mind is what thinks. Then when it thinks, it submits what it has thought to the subconscious mind to make it operational, to go ahead and make it work. Now, we are supposed to mind our thoughts. So from knowing our energy, the power we have, and extending that energy towards the goals that we want to meet, knowing what energy we are giving to what goal. The most important thing as we set off on this journey is to mind our thoughts. You must mind what you are thinking, because our thoughts is our seed, is what we plant in this world to be able to achieve things that we achieve. And of course, our thoughts will determine our feelings, and together with the feelings, which is what we call the mind. That's why if you go to the Bible, they refer to the mind, and so that please protect it, because life flows from your heart, from your brain. Always protect what you put there. Now, unfortunately, for many people, you have already been programmed. Even in the media industry, you have programs. You're busy programming people. People are programming you from what you're studying. They tell you this is what is important, this is what matters, this is what you should eat. On social media, every day, people are programming you. And, if you don't take notice, if you're unaware, it's going to keep happening. People are going to program you, and you even forget who you are, the kind of power that you have. And you end up setting these kinds of goals or things that are not in tune with what really you're meant to be. So it's extremely important that we mind our thoughts. We know how our mind works, and we are able to program ourselves. We should not be taking on thoughts or other people's thoughts as they have said, as it is. Even as Catholics, we know we say as it was in the beginning is now. You are an active operant. Remember me, I said me, I'm an operant of God's power. I'm here to exercise God's power because God lives in me and lives in each one of us. And we have to know that, and we have to salute everyone's divinity. Everybody is a divine being. Nobody can create a human being. Nobody. The people talk about miracles, about all these great things, but the fact that liquids can meet and they have to be of a man and a woman, and then they start forming a person is something only divinity can fathom. And we are very glad to be a product of that. But part of our usefulness is also to be able to exude, to do that as well, to make sure life can continue on this planet. So to be able to do even that, that primary role, we have to have a body. The mind and spirit from the Supreme Being works within a body that must be kept healthy. So all these things we're talking about, we said breath is certainly very important, but beyond breath, your body needs to be kept healthy. Whatever goals you set, they will be sidetracked if you not keep your body healthy. You must mind your body. It's part of your being. There is no being on this world without a body. In as much as we are from source, which is spirit, we have a mind that is able to think and determine the things that happen to us, but we live in this housing. This body is extremely important. It's what we see. And we must go use all these three to create human reality, or the reality that every day, because we have an assignment on this planet. If you think you're just passing through and you have no role, then it's going to be difficult for even to set goals, to set targets, to say this is what I want to happen. The expression of desire, actually the evidence that God is in you is desire. Everybody who has a desire, who has a want, is alive, is showing that God lives in them. Without desires, without wants, without needs, we would be almost dead. So we have to keep expressing them, and those of course start in the mind, and we work to make sure they manifest. And this session is aimed at helping us to see how do we move this journey to make sure we can express these wants, and then they come to be true, and of course they are good for us and for others. But one thing before Because remember, we are saying we are thinking. And when you think, you're thinking from your overall power, which power is sourced from the spirit, from source energy, what we call source energy. If some people find it uncomfortable to say God is energy, God is space. But if you think even about a house, you might say, how can my whole body is me? It's not the space. It's not the space inside or the energy inside that is. If you look at a house and they say, this is a house, this is a room. It's not the walls. You know, what makes the house real, remember it's space, but if space does not have housing, it will not be a home, it will not be a room. What makes the house, when you say I'm in my house, my living room, it is those 4 walls or whatever number of walls that you have put. But remember, you create it from space. So you're going to put these walls and they're what make your house. So what really makes the human being is that energy inside. The physical is meant to make it real for people to see with their 2 eyes, so to speak, to be able to see the manifestation that is coming to bear. So as we start off on this journey of thinking, it's very important to understand that creating your reality starts from appreciating your source power and the fact that you have things you can do, and God shows them through your desires, your needs, but you have to review them continuously. And if they are predominant, if they are there, then you can really make them happen. And we are going to see a few tools to help us to do that. Any questions so far? Any questions so far as we conclude this introduction? In the chats here. So the primary issue is I've put a few questions here to for us to think as we go into the real gist. If you have a purpose, remember you must ask, what is my unique talent or seed that that God meant you to do in this world? You must ask, who will benefit from this talent? If you don't believe you have a mission, then probably you're living half your life. Remember, we are saying from someone has a question. No questions from me, okay? So we are saying, ask, what is your talent? God meant you to do something. What do you feel in your heart? What comes to you very often? What is it that makes you feel this is it when you do it? If that is not clear, then even setting goals will be hard, will be, I hate to say useless, but if you don't really know what makes you tick, what it is that you're meant to do, then it's going to be hard for you even to set goals that can be achieved. So we must first find that. Then this world is about interdependence. Whatever it is you are doing, you must benefit others. I think I should repeat that. This world is about interdependence. Whatever you're doing, you must benefit others. There is not much you're going to do. If you're going to benefit yourself, you must first benefit others. This, you must know it as a law of life. It is how it is. If you look at the things we enjoy, look at water. Water does not drink itself. Fruits do not eat themselves. But we say it is good, it is fruitful, it produces mangoes, oranges, and we enjoy them. And that's how it becomes useful. So for you also to be useful, you must do things that benefit others. And many people do spend a lot of time, they spend all their energy thinking about themselves instead of thinking about others. Because the real achievement is in serving your talent to others. You have to know what you want, but use it to serve others. And from there, all you want will come to you. And of course, that should be related to your unique calling. You must ask yourself, what is it that what is it that you're meant to do in this world? What is it? Thank you, Patra. Patra K. What is it that you are meant to do in this world? What is your mission? What is that overall goal? If you don't ask this, then you're going to set, imagine you are meant, for example, to be influencing people in a given way, and you are asking for bicycles, for land, for this, for that. So be mindful of what you ask, ladies and gentlemen. Be mindful, extremely mindful, and it's good to reflect on your talent how it will benefit others, and what your true calling is, what your mission is on this earth, what your purpose is. Now, when you ask what is in your purpose, then God will certainly grant it. Every time you are still failing, things are not working, you know what you are doing is not what you are meant to do. And that, to help you answer that, is again, like already said, asking yourself, what is my passion? What makes me tick? What makes me feel my spirit up? You know, when they say someone is in high spirits or low spirits, because they know you are spirit, either low. So what you are meant to do will make you be in high spirits. You will feel so good, so elated, so enthusiastic. Enthused is from spirit. Enthused means from spirit. So you must be enthusiastic. If you go to work and that work you are doing, you know, you don't feel it, you don't feel like this is what you're meant to do, then you're wasting time. You're just spending energy doing what you're not meant to do. We must be honest with ourselves. If we know that we have source power and we can utilize that power well, so long as we know our calling, we must feel that passion to do what we are doing. And of course, that should lead to particular goals. What do you want to achieve now that we are going into 2023? If you understand this well, you must ask yourself, yes, someone is saying in Born Again, they call it calling. What is your calling in this world? So that should guide your goals. If you set your goals outside your calling, still they will not be achieved. You know, there are these stories they used to tell about Nyamyonga and Isaza, that every time the earthquake happens, that Nyamyonga will enter and got lost there in the underground. And, you know, that he's always knocking. So when he knocks at a wall, or then an earthquake happens. So many of us are bringing earthquakes literally to ourselves because we are knocking where we should not be going. So it's very important that you set goals that are in tune with you know, that are in tune with your calling, with your mission on life, with your talents. Now, there are things that I would want to advise. When you get time, I will give a link. I think we have something on the laws of nature. You need to understand the laws of nature and the laws of life. They're extremely important. There are laws that are operating in this world, whether you want or not. And this is how they are. And one of them is this service to others. If you don't serve others, you just serve your talent. If you don't serve others, nothing will come. You look at all shops. The people who put up shops are not putting shops so that they can eat those things. They are putting them to serve. All what we get is from serving others. So before we think about what we want to achieve, the first question should be, what am I serving others in 2023, so that it can attract me all the money, all the blessings, and all the abundance that I want. And we are going to see how you can further harmonize that and make it fruitful and make it more clear. Okay, if that is clear, then I want us to come to this. Only saying David Okemo, I'm grateful to be part of this. Good message coming at the right time. This I say will shape our action. Oh, thank you. Particularly a portion on daily hustle. Thank you, thank you. So now we want to go through towards our gifts. What can you do differently? Remember, we said you need to reprogram yourself. So you started with your awareness. Don't believe what people say you are. You are not what people say you are. It's only you who knows who you are. And you must know who you are. And that comes from awareness. You must be aware. Ladies and gentlemen, these two words are extremely, extremely important. Awareness, awareness. Are you aware? There is saying, you know, many of us, even in church, we go and say things, we say our Father, we just say it, but really we are not even aware of what we are saying because we crammed it. You know, you say you believe in God, but you're just saying it. What works is when you are truly aware. Now, to help us do a simple awareness exercise, want to request you to close your eyes, all of you. Close your eyes. Now I want you to breathe 8 times. Breathe in and breathe out normally. And as you breathe, I want you to feel the air hitting your nostrils as it goes in and out. I want you to feel it. Feel the air hitting your nostrils 8 times. You can open your eyes. Now, you many of us have been breathing throughout all our life, but we are even hardly aware that actually air enters and comes out because it just happens sort of, naturally. So awareness means that you must have an extra sense of attention. Now, attention is a very, very important word. If you're going to achieve anything in 2023 and even beyond, you must be attentive. That you should write for yourself. You must be attentive. You must be attentive. Now, in this world, the most important thing other than air is attention. Even Satan is fighting for attention from you. God wants your attention all the time. That is his command. He wants you to be attentive to him only, and only him and not others. Satan is fighting for it. You wake up every day, radio is on, asking for your attention. TV, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, your boss, your workmates, your friends, your partner, everybody is asking for your attention. And our attention gets taken up so much that we even lose the sense of who we are, who we are truly meant to be, and even what we want. And today, I'm here to tell you that if you want to succeed, if you want to achieve your goals in 2023, you must claim back your awareness. And that awareness starts from being attentive to what you are doing. You don't do anything because someone has said do it, or you don't do anything that you have not taken time to think through, to feel. Give it attention, even important things like breath. You must give it attention. You must be aware. Now, awareness, of course, works together with this word called consciousness. Being conscious, when they say someone is unconscious, you know what happens? Someone is unconscious means they are half dead. They are almost gone. Now, unfortunately, many of us are unconscious in this life. We are not in knowledge. We are not even God said forget the book, that my people perish because they lack what? They lack knowledge of who they are. And because they lack knowledge, because they have refused knowledge, I will also refuse them and even their offspring. If once you know who you are and you're conscious of it, you're always conscious of it, you don't lose it. If you have money and you don't know you have money, you will even sleep hungry. That's what many of us are doing. We are sleeping hungry, naked, complaining, this. Yet we have a lot of money inside ourselves. We know the source from whom we pull is abundant, is all-knowing, has all the answers. But we live there like we're half dead. Even in Africa, they had this concept of the living dead. I don't want to call you the living dead, but what I can say is we need more awareness of who we really are, and we need to build our consciousness so that we can really live to our true promise of what we truly are. And to do that, to start us off this afternoon, as we go into our last hour, is to start talking about these two things. So remember, you want to achieve things, and you're already valuable. You are valuable. So there's this word called harnessing. I don't know what it is in your language, but one of the laws of this world is whether you look at the Quran, the Bible, or other holy books of the Hindu, of all religions, there is this concept of planting and harvesting. As you sow, so shall you reap. Now, you are going to start this activity. Many of us, when you are doing a resolution saying, this is what I want, God, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to achieve. Remember, we said the moment you have a desire, you're actually expressing God. But remember, energy is there. In some of our local languages here, they even say, when you want to do a task and do it well, they say he has even pulled the energy from the young age. Like you have been energy since you are born. You can pull energy. Now, this is one thing people don't know. You can pull energy, and the energy is inside of you. But to be able to pull that, you must be aware and you must be conscious. And we are going to see some exercises that can help us to be conscious and be able to pull that power that can help us to go towards. But this is the process of harnessing. So before you start going into these resolutions and achieving, you have to know that you have the potential. You have the potential. You have it, and it's already there. But you have to do something to make that potential yield result. You know, potential is just that, potential. It's great, but by itself is not something. So to do that potential, you must harness. And everything in the world is being done by energy, as we say, as we already said. And some great people like Nikola Tesla have told us that if you want to understand this world, you know, you have to understand energy. You have to understand energy, and how to pull it, and how to distribute it, and how to tap it. You know, like I told you, people have tapped air and they're selling air time. It's real, but it's what is real. But you know, all of us are there. It's air for everybody. Some people tap it, make it TV. Others tap it, make it radio. Others tap it, make it phone call. You, what are you doing? What are you doing with the energy that is available in this world? With all this space that's available, what do you want to create in it? And you must start this process of understanding harnessing. You must harness. You must find it in yourself from awareness and being conscious. You must start harnessing this power. Actually, Nikola Tesla gave us Nikola Tesla is the gentleman who invented the alternative current. I don't know whether you have ever thought about where power comes from, electricity, that water that is flowing at a particular speed is able to be turned into power that can light. Have you ever thought about it before you think this energy thing is just a myth? You know, the vehicle has to be started, then you engage a gear. That's energy. Energy, everything in the world is energy. And the other two laws that he gave us as an understanding energy is that issue of vibration. The law of vibration states that everything in the world is moving. Whoever is stationary will either disappear or be left behind or become useless and be taken over. So we must always be on the move. That's why we want to aim for progress. You cannot be the same you were this year. The world will leave you. You become useless. The world will be operating at another level while you are still at another, because you have failed to progress. It's not a choice. It's a law of the world. There must be progress. That's why since you are born, you have been growing from one age to another. The laws of nature are not option, are not for you to say I will observe them or not. They're always operating. So those of us who are not yet achieving their laws that we have not yet probably taken good notice of, or we are not in good tune with. So one other principle to understand, other than so energy, there is vibration. So energy moves. Energy is not static. If yours is static inside you, you will not do anything. But for you to do anything, you must move. There must be motion, and there are laws of motion that have been discussed by so many other, great scientists like, like people who said, the laws of motion from even the times of Galileo Galilei. People have been studying these things. These laws are identified by people. Even in study, they say someone has discovered something. Things have been there. Nobody creates them. They are discovered. It means they were covered. Now they are being discovered. It's what this world is. And once you know that you also have this power to harness, then you can find the answers towards achieving. So if you want that house, you want that car, whatever it is you want peace in your home, you have to find the way. You have to find it. You know that you have the potential, and it certainly can be achieved. And one of the things that help us to achieve anything in life is this thing called so what is programmed is your subconscious mind. We said the mind is our real area of operation. Spirit is given, is there. You are not the one who creates it. Just like the mind, you don't create it. Now, what we can program, this session is about reprogramming yourself. What we can reprogram is our subconscious mind. Now, we said the mind is made up of two parts. The conscious mind, the one that is aware, then there is the subconscious mind. It is slightly aware. Now, this mind is the one that controls more than 90% of our lives, what we do. For example, once you learn how to eat once, you don't again have to think through and analyze how you're going to eat. Once you learn how to drive, you don't even think twice. Like, how you think about things and make, come to a conclusion, analyze, say 1 + 1, So after you have thought through things, everything we create in this world is through thinking. We must think. We must think. The seed comes from thinking. everything you're going to create. So the garden is the mind. And these thoughts grow in the mind. But for the thoughts to grow properly and to come to fruition, which thoughts are, again, your desires, your feelings, and how you want them, they must be implemented by this subconscious mind. So you must be very, very careful what you put into, you're sending into your subconscious mind. So if you're always complaining, if you're always worried, if you are, feeling threat, if that's what you are telling your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is like your slave, is your true servant, your humble servant that is always saying, they usually say, your wish is my command. The guys know this very well. But this mind is actually exactly that, the one who says, your wish is my command. So the question is, what is it that you always have in your mind? If you're always worrying about something, you're going to have only worry. If you think things are bad, they are going to be bad. If you think you will not succeed, you will not succeed. So this subconscious mind does not know what is good, what is bad, what is negative, what is positive, what is for you, what is not. What you send there, you're always processing. A human being, they tell us, can have like 1,000 thoughts every minute, more than 1,000. So the dominant thoughts are what are taken by this subconscious mind, because for it, it's always working. The way you move, the way you remember where you're going, it's not that you're always thinking about it. There is a subconscious mind at work. It's the one doing. So we must be very careful what we are thinking and sending to the subconscious mind. And one of the key tools that we want to learn today is that skill of mastering your thought pattern, so that you cannot avoid negative thoughts from coming. You must think positive thoughts, but you must know how to make sure the positive thoughts are more under the controlling thoughts, so that they are sent to the subconscious mind. And for it, it's so powerful. If for it does not sleep, when you sleep, you're unconscious. For it, it's always working. This is subconscious. It's the one that moves. And again, we can do some quick exercise here, just to test our subconscious mind. Can close your eyes again, please. Remember, you're free not to close, but if you want to learn, it's good to do some of these. You can close your eyes. Think about how you woke up yesterday. Go back to your bed from how you woke up yesterday. What did you do? Where did you move to? Think where you went, who you met. Look at them. Do you see them? How did you react? What made you most happy? What did not make you happy? Then think back at the day you started school. I want to believe all of you went to school. Just go back at the day you started school. Do you remember? Remember what you were putting on? How they welcomed you? What worried you? How you behaved? Who took you to school? How the day was? How you went back home? You can open your eyes. Now, this is a simple exercise. We are not together so that I can ask directly. But you know that a human being, those of you who have been, unaware, that's why we said the important thing is to be aware. When we say that a human being, just like God, can go anywhere. You can go anywhere, even back in time. You can go back to your village right now using your subconscious mind. You can go back anywhere to any situation. You can rewind. The same way you can rewind, you can forward. So as you start to plan, you must learn to program your subconscious mind. And the way you can go forward, if we had time, I saw our time is fast running, you can also go forward. Start thinking about tomorrow. Remember, I'm asking you to close your eyes. Now, this is another key secret for those who want to achieve. Remember, please. A human being, because you are a spirit, you see more when your eyes are closed. I will repeat that. Every human being sees more when their eyes are closed. You close your eyes, you can see your parents, you can see your partner, you can even see when they smiled, you can even see the distance of how they open their mouth. Now, that quietness, awareness comes when you delete out the external things, because all this, what that is external is a lie. What we see with our normal naked eyes are not true. They are all creations of other people. You use the computer you didn't make, you use the phone you didn't make, you are seeing Facebook, you think it's real, it's not real. It's what someone has created. It's what someone wants you to see. It's what someone wants you to use. We must also learn to create our own things. What do you want to see? And you must start today. So as you think of your resolutions, as you think of what you want to do next year, you must conquer. This is the, this servant, just like soldiers, you see, they are always surrendering to this, to the other. They almost always have no choice. So whoever is dominant is whom they go with. So the same with this subconscious mind. Whatever is dominant in your thoughts is what they will go with. If you think this is bad, it will be bad. If you think I should be this, it will take you there. It's able to achieve anything for you. And you can make it travel to the future, to any time, but you must order it. And how do you order it? By expressing what you want in your thoughts, step by step, and pulling energy. If you really want an action to take, you pull energy. Remember, energy is available everywhere, both inside yourself and in the universe. You can pull it and give that thought the energy it deserves. And that energy to maximize is this. What really shows human beings have been made to have this tool called emotions. It's the emotions that show us, when we are happy, when we are unhappy, when we are in the middle. That's how we show what energy we are putting into something. And, different things have different levels of energy. That's why we must learn this principle of harnessing. You must harness, how when you feel well, what is of higher energy. If you look at different things in this world, we are saying everything is energy, but the higher energies. Now, those of us who said we believe in God, or those who know, many times we keep fearing Satan. Satan is tempting me. But is he more powerful than the God you said you believe in? The one you said that with whom everything is possible? Is he? Yes, he's there. You can't deny that he's there. But your job is to continue focusing more on what you want, on the good side, on the side that you believe is good for you, is dominant for you. So the same with thoughts. If something is telling you I will not succeed, unless you don't want to succeed. But if you want, it comes, you tell it, no, I will succeed. Yes, I acknowledge, but I will succeed. I will succeed no matter what. And it's the only way everybody who has succeeded. And when people say these things, many times, many of us go, these days I hear what people, they say, these motivational speakers, they're saying, when he started the whole shop with one rice. There is even this tendency to belittle. But remember, everything is working from space. Space. People are selling airtime. Do you ever think about it? All the data we are on is just air. So air is the most powerful thing. So if someone had even a grain, is even stronger. Where do you think rice came from? One grain grows more. It's how the world, you have to plant. And these are thoughts. Ours, for human beings, what we are planting are our thoughts. And it's very, very important that we mind our thoughts. We must learn to manage our thoughts. Because if any other thing, if you let other people manage them for you, you are taking what the TV is saying. You watch news and it's like the whole world is ending. 1,000 cars have arrived safely because one did not arrive safely. So that is what is important. And you also take it in. You're already saddened. And once your feelings, remember our expression is in feelings. Those are what the subconscious mind understands. So once it feels you are sad, it will bring you sadness. It will draw all the sadness. All of it. Remember, energy. It's what you're pulling. You're pulling in, you're harnessing negative energy. So we must be conscious of this process and always think more positive thoughts and focus on them. Give them more time. More time. It's in some books and some videos, those of you who like to watch on Facebook, they call it the self-war. You have a war within yourself. Many of us even have two voices. Something is telling you to do this. Will it be okay? Will it be this? So whoever wins is the one who is dominant. We all have this war within ourselves. And we have to start this process of knowing that I can now plan it. I can decide by looking at my future and thinking how I want it to be, what I want to achieve, how will it look like, go into detail. If you want a house, how will it look like? How big is it? You want money, how much? What will it do for you? How will you feel when that money finally comes? Because without feeling, so our thoughts must be combined by feeling in order to make sense, to the subconscious mind. Remember, this is the animal we need to reprogram, and it has first years of programming. There are things they told you don't do this from when you are young. You know, the other day, a lady was complaining that they tell you men are bad, men are bad, men are bad. Don't you? Up to 18 men are bad, 20 men are bad. They only change to ask at 22, 24. Where is the man? Where is the man? But they don't take time to explain to you how do you get a good man. This man now you're asking. You have been telling me they are bad. So there are all these conditionings that we are. School, they've been telling you this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Some of us are taught things that our teachers don't even know how to do. And I'm a teacher myself. That's why I'm here. But it's important to remember where we started. Who am I? Once you realize that it is you who determines, you must start changing programming. You must reprogram yourself. Say, oh, no, if I want this, so it's me actually who can start it. For example, some people still today, people are still, studying. We have a lot of unemployment, which is a bad situation. Many of us believe there is a job out there. It's a good belief, but the jobs that are available are not enough for everybody unless we create new ones. It's the reality, and that reality is beyond our conception. But luckily, we are there as humans. New businesses are always coming up. Things are being made. It's where other people can get employed. Those who stop at employment, they are all necessary because even entrepreneurs need people who will work. But what you will achieve, you as an individual, will come from how you think. That's why you see we are here. They usually laugh at us that we can't make a handkerchief, we can't make blah blah. But people are making planes, people have made watches, people have made computers, but even a computer is a program. And I want you to remember that thing about interdependence. There isn't ideally anybody who makes anything. Even that computer you see is like 100 people. When you come to think about the real brain of the computer, which is the chip, is made by a different company. These rubber buttons are made by another company. The screen is glass, made by another person, was invented by another person. So we are interdependent. Even the people who tell you, for example, they're harnessing air, but they're using machines. The masks that they put up, the things that they have in the studio are all made by different people. And some of these have been, like machines or metals are made from ore, which is hidden in the mountains, in the soil, and people must harvest it to make it real. So we must make our mind work. These things were not there, which takes us to our next issue. So we said our desires are our God-sent opportunity. And this starts from this very question of what do I want? So for you to start to manifest, for you to start to achieve what you want, remember you're saying you need to set goals that you can achieve. And you have the capacity, you have the power, you can do it. But you have to start with this question of what do I want? What do I really want? And once you know what you want, you must take time, you must concentrate on it, it must dominate you until you achieve it. And as you know, the wants are not few. So when you achieve something, remember it's a stage to achieve another. Someone is crying to pass P7 and join senior 1. They want to pass. Once you pass that, you go to another challenge of senior, you pass that, you go to another challenge of senior 4, first passing like senior 2, 3, like that. Then there is S6. After S6, you want, how can I join a university to go to this university? You go there, you need to graduate. You graduate, you need a job. You get a job, you need to be successful at it. You need to do it well so that they pay you well. If they pay well, if they don't pay well, you want to look for where they pay well. And you continue, that journey continues until you realize nobody can pay you well. They pay you well, you need to use your money well and be happy. You realize you need people around you, you need a partner, you need children. Having them, keeping them happy is another hurdle. So every time there is another want, another goal to achieve, which is normal. It's what life is. We're here to live and grow and become mature so that we can, be more understanding and be a better spirit the people who know that people don't die. So that when you come back in another form next time, you're much more advanced, much better, because you did your job very well here on earth. So for you to achieve what you want to achieve, remember, we are saying you are the one who is important. So it means that is a minor question. To achieve what you want, the most important thing is, who do you want to be? Who do I want to be? Remember, it is you who is going to achieve. So that person who is going to build a house of 5 floors, to buy a car of this type, what kind of person is that person? So you must strive, as you set your goals, to be that kind of person. That this is what I intend to be, this kind of person, so that I can achieve that which you want. So many people focus on what they want, and then they don't change themselves. That's why I'm talking about reprogramming. If you're someone who believes your boss is the bad person in this world, your friends are the ones stopping you, then you have not known. The people who buy things actually buy them. They don't blame other people. The people who build houses really build them. They don't say neighbor is bewitching them. Nobody can bewitch you unless you believe it. Now that is a heavy one, but probably for another day. But all these things are in our mind. If you have power, you can block anything that you think is bad. Remember, it's all energy. The energy can be bad or good. Bad or good. Just like money, they say money, some people say money is evil, but you and me know money is not evil. It is the use of money. Even the Bible, that's what it talks about, how you use the money, not money itself. These are neutral things. If you look at money, we can talk about money, because I know many of you have a goal of money within your your next year's goals. So money is just energy, it's just a paper. Now these days, remember, traditionally it used to be a paper, just a normal paper, and they say it's 50. Someone has said, remember, someone says, the one in power of government, this is 50,000, this is 20,000, this is, people have power. People are tapping energy and putting it anywhere, and it becomes real for other people to use. So you also can do the same. You have to find those things on which you can express your energy, your power, and make them real. All the things that are in this world have come from people's heads, have come from people who dared to think, people who dared to imagine, people who dared to want, to desire, to see better things. And you too can. Even people who have, it's the same. Even you, what you have already, none of us has nothing. You dared to say, I want this. So you are alive. You are alive. It's how you know you are alive, by wanting things. But we're saying, for you to achieve, you must know that kind of person you want to be in order to achieve. How do they behave? So you must get accustomed to studying them, go online and see these people, read about them. Those who achieve, how do they behave? These things have rules. Money has rules of respect. You must respect it. Money is just attracted. Money is not made. People believe money is made. The only person who can make money is the government, or the one who decides. For them, they want money, they can go and print it, and the rest of you run after it, the papers they have printed. But now we're in an era where it is now air. They send you money on your mobile, you call it mobile money. Air. Again, everything ends in the superiority of air and space. Air and space. Air and space. And remember, we are saying God is unlimited. So to be unlimited, you must be out of physical things. When we did this exercise of walking back to when you joined school, walking back through yesterday, you did not move back there where you were. You went through space. You went, and even buildings cannot block you. You can enter any building. You can even go to New York now and enter any building if you are thinking in terms of spirit. So the same with what you want. You can see even the future if you decide, but you must first quieten yourself and close your eyes and get into that thinking and wishing and make it dominant, at least for 30 days. 30 days, giving it as much energy, as much feeling, as much thought and feeling for it to manifest, for it to become real. So you must work on the kind of person you want to be, and we have to remember that things don't just happen. You must take some action, and that's why we are primarily on this world. That's why you're asking, what can I do? Miles Monroe, I like that man. He was such a great teacher. He used to say in one of his teachings that God did not create things in this world, because he knew He has given you everything. He said everything you already have. Actually, those who believe in God, you know that everything you want, you already have. All you have to do is first to express that you want it, become the person who can achieve it, and then take some action, gradual action, and express your creativity. You know, action and creativity. Remember, we said everything, energy that is motionless is dead, is not there. That's why when someone dies, they even say agenze. Once your body becomes in motion, it goes out. They even call mugenzi. This is local Africa. You know, people have had this knowledge for ages. They know that the real person is not the body. So that energy that can go, that you can send anywhere, can go anywhere back in time, in front. That's what you need to master and make it do what you want. But to do that, you must act, you must act, you must act, you must do something. You must do something. You cannot be still. And you have to think. Remember, we said it starts from thoughts, and those thoughts must be in a creative way. Creativity, remember, God is our creator. Even most of our reference to him is Ruhanga, Katonda, the one who makes things be. And for the earth, he has made us to be the one who makes things be. We are the only ones who can do it. So that house you want, God will not build for you. That car you want, God, that big money you want, God will not give you. It is you to create it for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, it's all within your reach, so long as you take the right action and you're creative in what you are doing. Some of these, there's an image here of this helicopter. If you've seen 10 years, what has happened, why you must change, why you must be creative, why you must always be on the move, you must progress. If you don't progress, things will leave you. People used to go with helicopters to get news in the US there on street traffic jam and all that. But by 2019, 10 years later, they were using drones. And you know, drones are widespread now. Things are going, if you don't do it, another person will do it. Another person is doing what they can. It's you to see also what you can put out there. After harnessing your power and wishing and seeing what you can do, what is it that I'm putting out there? But remember, we said, your wishes are most fulfilled when you serve others. You must offer something of yourself to others. You teach, and then people pay you for teaching them. You put up a shop. We would not got fruits if they did not fruit. If they did not fruit, you know, a mango, we call it a mango, yes, but if you did not have those mangoes, you would just pass it. So even you, yes, you are human, but if you don't have what people can come for, it's going to be difficult for you to achieve whatever goals you have. So that's why it's important to express, your abilities, your talent, or your gift by creating every day, seeing how you are creating yourself, you're improving yourself. And I have put up these 10 things that I will conclude, that 10 actions that you can do for this. The first one is mindset change. So the very first thing you want to do is to reclaim back the power that you are the one in charge. You are the one in charge. You are the one in charge. Say that every day. You are the one in charge of everything. If you believe it's others, it will continue to be others, and you will continue complaining. I did not do this because of fun, so I did not do this. Unfortunately, many human beings are in this culture of blaming others for what they have not achieved, which is, one of the biggest challenges we need to overcome. Once you disempower yourself, you disempower yourself every time you think it is others, you fail to do what you can, yet you have absolute power, infinite power, that you draw direct from God. You can call on the energy just like any other person does. As others do, so can you. There has been that funny thing of, if they did it, we can also did it. You have to have that awareness. So that's why we said the first thing is awareness and consciousness. Once you know that, oh, I'm actually here, I'm breathing. Some of you have never even known you're breathing. Just enters, you must know what you're doing, what you're planning to do. Touch yourself. People, when they wake up like from an accident or something, they touch themselves and say, am I still there? You must also create those kinds of activities that make you to be aware of who you are, what you're doing. That's why we set goals in our planning and targets, and to make sure we are aware of where we are going. So it starts with you changing your mindset to know you are in charge and to focus on the positive things that will help you to, to achieve what you want, and the positive self of yours. Many of us, unfortunately, the world is always telling you bad things about you, what you are not, and the bad that you are, forgetting all the good things. Even you, when you feel inside, keep saying, but they said I'm this, they said I'm lazy, they said that is them, it's their business. It's you, what do you say you are? What do you say you are is what is most important. And if you don't change that, other people are going to keep telling you how you will not succeed, how you will not do this, how your tribe does not do this, how your tribe are thieves, how... Don't listen to them. It's important to create your own paradigm, create your own programming. So the first thing is you have to create your own programming. If you don't program yourself, other people are going to program you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the rule of nature. Another law of nature is that they say nature abhors void. Nature hates empty space. There cannot be anything empty. Those of you who buy land, if you don't claim your land, you will find they have taken it. It's the law operating. You will go and complain, do this. Someone will come and you leave your house empty. You will find even rodents have entered. It's nature abhors empty space. So if your space is empty, your space, you are not taking it up and utilizing it, other people are more than ready. They will tell you even how you feel, how you act, who you are. They will even tell you what you like, They will tell you what you think, what is good for you. And it's the struggle we are in the world. If you fail to achieve your individual, self to express it and to pick that energy and power it in the world, then, you're going to continue living by other people's calling. And normally that is not good. Only you love yourself maximally. Only you know what you want, can know. Other people know also what they want. And we can only meet and be good, all of us, if we know what we want, not directing what other people want. Remember, even in the Bible, they said we do dominion over things on the earth, not other people. So when we talk about me, I've been telling my colleagues I work with here, I'm not your boss for years. And many times I see they don't understand it. You cannot be a boss of God. You cannot be a boss of a human being. Human being is God in expression on this planet. You can't say, the Bible did not say that you'll be boss of people. But many of you live thinking you have bosses. And because you give them that, they are your bosses. It's you deciding. You can work with people, you plant a mango, but you're not really, it's both. You don't tell it when to fruit. It knows the season when it should fruit, and it fruits. So we can live together and benefit from each other even without boasting over ourselves. So to help us, understand this better, there is this thing about mirror. I think one of these days I will also do a session on the mirror principle. But every time I want to request, I think I have another point where I'm asking you every day to go in a mirror and do something. A mirror is a very important thing, because the life that we are having today is a reflection of what we have been thinking, what we have been believing. And if it's not good, it means what we have been thinking is not good, what we have been feeling is not good, and we need to change. So if you don't change the reflection in the mirror, life is a mirror. What you present, that subconscious mind is a mirror. What you present to it is what it will give you back. You present to it, if you are naked, it will show you are naked. If you are well dressed, now in life, you have to know that I have to present what I want to see. I cannot wait for other people to come and say, what is in the mirror? Then they will tell you there is gold when there is. Then they come and say, get gold when it's actually sweet potatoes. Thank God if they are sweet. They may be unsweet ones. So you must be in charge of your mirror. And that mirror is expressed in two ways. There is the self-view and world view. Now, for you to change your mindset, you must be clear about your self-view. How do you view yourself? How do you view yourself? Self-view is the most important view. Who is deciding how you view yourself? I struggle with some of my people here. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Because they give you a paper saying you are this, you think that's what you are. Then you fail to do other things because you don't have a paper in them. All these limitations. Yet you say you believe in God, and God is unlimited. People have been introducing themselves. I'm a parent. I'm this. I'm unstoppable. A human being is is only constrained themselves. So how you view yourself, the same with the things you can achieve, it's about your self-view. How do you view yourself as incapable? If you think you're incapable, that's what you will be. But if you tell yourself today that I'm capable, I'm favored, I am blessed, I am healthy, I am everything you say you can be. So have a very good view of yourself starting this year, starting that year that is starting. Have a very good, great view. Not just good, great. Actually, I communicate great news. Have a good self-view of yourself. And then you realize you can actually achieve much, learn a lot, do a lot, and achieve many of the things that you want. The other view in the mirror, which is another principle, is the world view. What is your view of the world? Many of us have been hearing saying the economy is bad, the world is not fair, is corrupt, is thieves, this, that. What you say it is the mirror is going to give you back that. It's what it will bring to you. It does not lie. The mirror does not lie. If you have pimple, it will show the pimple. If you have gap in your teeth, if you are angry, it will show an angry person. If you shout shame on you, it will say shame on you back. Like what you say in the mirror is what? So both for self and the world. So what are you saying in the world? How do you view the world? So from today, view the world as a blessing. View the world as good. Believe that the world is good to you. Believe that you can attract great things in the world. That whatever you want can actually come to be. Stop those things. When you hear people saying bad economy, say that is not mine. That is not mine. For me, the economy is good. I will get money and I will get it. Mention what you want. Don't limit your world view, because we get what exactly we are thinking, what we attract. I'm sure you have heard about the law of attraction. You attract what you are thinking, what you are feeling. So if you think you are this, it will give you that. If you think the world is this, that's what will come to you. The people who today, there are people who are from a car bond buying a car of 300 million, 500. People who are putting up buildings, go everywhere, and you are saying the economy is bad. It's I hate to say it's only in your head. That's the truth. It's only in your head. The economy is bad in your head. The world is bad in your head. There are good people across this world. You have to be thinking good in order to attract goodness. I hope that does make sense. So one other clear thing now, once you know your self-view, you have changed your mindset, you're in charge, you have a good view of yourself, you have a good view of the world, and you know the world is for your favor, that everything works in your favor, everything is for your good. You know that, and you always affirm it. The other thing is to realize your talent. You have to know what is your talent or your seed. Remember, God told us the first commandment when God breathed into Adam and Eve. He gave them 4 laws. The first laws: to be fruitful. Be fruitful. It means the seed is there. To bear fruit, you must have a seed. The seed is already there, but you have got to be fruitful. It's a command. It's not it's not optional. You have to be fruitful. Many people think about fruitfulness in terms of giving birth only. It is, yes, but it's also about our talents, about what we give to the world. You have a talent that you must come and expose to the world, but you must find that talent. It's your job. Actually, our job on this world is to find and serve our talent. And I want to hope that in the next year, those of you who have found it well and good, continue serving it. Those who have not found it, it does not matter whether you are 70 years, you can still find it and serve it, and there is no bad time. Remember Jesus himself, the Son of God, was on this world for 33 years. 30 of them he lived as a normal, humble carpenter, and he went into his calling at 30 and finished within 3 years. So the issues of timing and how much time and when you achieve, those ones are not yours, for the Almighty, and you have always to leave that to God. So find your talent or your seed and offer it to the world. It is from there that money will come, that buildings will come, that cars will come, that all the things you want will come. Find your talent and serve it. There is nothing that's going to find you seated. If we have to think about the normal thing, for example, I was telling someone the other day that many of us think it was one of my staff here. You can give, birth if you're ready. If you're a man, you can impregnate and, you have children. So God has already given you that ability. You know it. But until you go and find a lady or a man, that will not happen. But you know, to get a man, there are several things you do. To get a woman, there are several things you do. So having the seed is good, but there are things that you must also do to make sure it's your responsibility to plant it and to make it useful. There are several actions you have to do for that reality to become real. And that's why you're on this world, to come and do that co-creation with God. If that is clear, and you know, so we know that most of the things that happen come from our thoughts. So we must learn thought management, thought control. We must learn to control our thoughts. And the simple trick is focus on the thoughts that you want. If you find another another bad thought is coming through, stop it. Don't concentrate on it. Don't fight with it. This world is not for fighting. I always tell people, you know, if God has created mountains and they're not straight, has created rivers and they're not straight, they go curving. Nothing God has created is straight. Neither are you straight. Why do you think things will follow a straight pattern like you study in school? That's only for academics. In life, there are things that are going to go out of line, but the good thing is you have overall power to keep changing them, to keep finding a way to navigate until you reach your goal. Remember, what is important is your goal, where you want to go. So do thought management, thought control, and I'm going to give you a few practical tips on how you can do thought control. The other very important thing you need to do is imagination. Imagination. I cannot overemphasize this. Imagination. So when you think, for you to hold that thought well, you must imagine. Everything in this world is imagination, ladies and gentlemen. Everything in this world is imagination. That computer you see was once imagination in someone's head. Everything you see, that building was once imagination. Everything is imagination. So if you don't imagine, you cannot create. That's why we are saying take time. Think of what you want before it happens. You know, think of what you want before it happens. You see it, you have to imagine it. You have to see the house, its size. You have to see the texture. You have to see the color of the car you want, the paint. You have to see everything you want. You must imagine it for you to achieve it. If you don't, it will never come to be, ladies and gentlemen. So a good thought should take you towards, should grow into imagination, and that imagination should be as clear as possible. What kind of partner do you want?
I am listening to my programmer.
What kind of partner do you want? What kind of job do you want? What kind of treatment do you want from your boss? All these you must imagine. And once you imagine, actually there is there's what they call visualization. You start even to imagine. When you imagine, you visualize like you're already there. You see yourself in that situation already. This is I want you to go find time and look for a guy called Neville Goddard. He has this principle called the wish fulfilled. That all people who achieve, if you want to achieve anything in 2023 or in any time, you must imagine and put yourself in that state as if you have already achieved it. And once you do that, whatever it is that you are wishing will come to be true. Please, the challenge with these things is those who have not achieved always think they're impossible. And those who have, they will tell you that, just happened. I just thought. And you think they're lying. And you know, you always say all these kinds of things. But that is what it is. Use your, so every creation starts from imagination. So use your power of creativity, imagine things in order to bring them into being. So think, right thoughts, imagine what those right thoughts, imagine what kind of thing will be, because now you must bring them into, imagination is what brings them into being. And it must first exist in your head before it can exist in the world. As a man thinketh, so is he. What I think, what I imagine, I bring into being. These are laws of nature. It's how it is. It's how it happens. So if you don't take time to imagine, now to imagine means you must hold one thought at a time and focus on it and give it your energy. Remember we said it's energy. Kick out all other thoughts and focus on this that you want. Give it some time, at least 30 days. When you are thinking about it, every morning, every evening. And then if you really focus on it and put enough energy to it, it will come to you. Because the world is the same. Energy is there. You can pull it. You can, and it will tell once your thoughts are focused on it and you're imagining and you're feeling it. What imagination does for us is to help you bring the emotion. feel as if you're already in that state. What would you do if you're already, driving that car? If you're already in that house, how would you feel? Once you reach that level, then you are ready to achieve what you want, to set goals and achieve them. The other very important thing is to remember that whatever we do in this world, there are many things we're not in charge of. Bad things will happen, things will derail you, will come and push you off the road, other voices will keep coming. You must continue to be focused. You must be unstoppable. Remember, we said everything is motion, it is energy, and energy is useful when it is moving, it is in motion, progress. So you must agree to be unstoppable. You must not, if you want to achieve something, don't let anybody or anything tell you it cannot be done. You must keep on. That's why all the people you think have achieved, they will tell you the greatest, the number one, they say it's 2% talent and whatever, 98% perseverance. Or, it's that ability to keep on. And you can only keep on if you know that what you want to achieve is achievable and it is possible. So that awareness that it will be achieved, and don't worry about the time, the when. I've seen most people actually, they fight, with when. They want to achieve something, then they put a time, they say by this Thursday, by the other time. Well, you can, but you have to know the laws of nature. Huh? When you plant a seed, remember you're the one to plant it. If you don't plant a seed, you don't plant that those nuts, the pineapple. If you don't plant it, it will not grow. But you have to go and clear the garden and plant it. The time it takes to grow is already predetermined by the Creator. Remember, it already existed before you were born. So don't focus things that you're not in charge of. Don't focus on them. The time for fruition is not yours. You just keep on. Keep on. Make sure you're drained, you come back. If you have bad thoughts for this 1 week, keep in yourself, at least know the right thing. Come back and reclaim what you want and keep focused on it, and certainly finally will achieve it. So we must grow that power to keep focused, to keep the momentum, and to keep going, to make sure nobody can stop us. The other very important thing, which is also in the wisdom of our people, is gratitude. They tell us, even in Uganda here, in my own community in Bunyoro there, we say Vasimavongerwa. If you're not thankful for what you have, then you cannot achieve more. Many of us are failing to achieve what we want because we are not thankful for what we have. Remember, we said already the most important thing is life. Many times we ask people, we have been in your training, sometimes we ask, if you had 100 million on your account, would you be unhappy? Would you mind if someone abused you? If you had 10 billion on your account, you wouldn't mind. If they said you're stupid, you would even just look at them. If they said your tribe is bad, you have your 10 billion on your account, you don't mind. So the things that usually hurt us are not really are not real. It's because we allow them to. But once we have what we want, which is ourselves, and we have the energy we want, those other things will not matter. But if they told you to give you 10 billion shillings or 20 billion tomorrow and you don't wake up, many of you will hesitate, because life is the greatest gift. Even Jesus said, I am the life, I am the truth. So without life, there is nothing. Life can achieve all things. So once you have life, if you have life, you have everything. This is the simple, those of you who understand mathematics, it's just an equals. Once you have life, life equals everything. So once you have life, you must be grateful for what you have. That breath you are getting, many of us never think about it. We don't wake up to thank God every day, to thank the air, to thank the sun for shining. I'm not saying that you have to, but have a spirit of gratitude. Things come to those who are grateful. We all know how we feel when they thank us. So is God. God wants to be praised, wants to be thanked, wants to express that everything is coming from him. But all this they have given you think it's your power, it is your big nose that is bringing the air, you're so strong, you're so clever. So let's learn to express gratitude for what we have in order to achieve even much more. And this is in the wisdom of all our cultures. The things of God are the same everywhere across the world. Now, to enable us to reach our goals, to concentrate, to imagine. We have to do this thing called meditation. And I will be doing a couple of sessions across this year to help people with both meditation and self-thought and self-control, so that we can see more people being successful. Remember, there are many talents hidden among people that we can't see because they don't live to their best. It's ideally why I'm doing this, because God has helped me with this awareness, and I am able to know it and share it with you. Just like other people have shared, I'm also doing my bit. But we must be able to meditate. And to meditate means that you go in a state of self-awareness, of self-control, of self. Like you close your eyes, you remove out all other things in your head, and you focus on yourself and what you want. That one thing at a time. You have got to keep going into that state. There are a lot of videos online on how to meditate, a lot of trainings on how to meditate, a lot of people that can help you to meditate. But without meditation, imagination cannot fruit. It's very hard to keep it focused in this maya of things happening, so much noise going on. You're on WhatsApp and you're thinking about your needs. Facebook is calling, the neighbor is asking you this, that. That kind of situation doesn't give good ground for things to grow. Remember, in the garden, when you go to plant, you first remove all the things, you clear the garden, then you plant. Even while there, weeds come. You must go and remove the weeds for the plant to grow. So you must keep in this state. It's an ongoing process. Bad things will happen. Bad things will come. But without you meditating, disease will come. If you don't learn to chase disease, you don't learn to take away disease, you're going to keep being derailed from achieving your goals. So we need to learn to meditate and do it as often as possible. If possible, every night and every morning, but once a week for some people is enough. Some people are able to develop a culture of maintaining their focus. And of course, above all, remember we said we are here for service. We are in this world for service. So serve others if you want. Those of you who are praying in church, some of you are going to sleep in trans night. You can go and sleep there, but if you don't serve people, if you don't provide a good service somewhere, somebody, some people, the good things are not going to come to you. So let's find where we can be of service. It could even be sweeping at the church. It could be helping that ailing neighbor. Everybody can be of service. Collecting water for people who can't afford, giving money to help alms to people who are in need. Serve. Those are the things that attract energy. And remember, when you serve and help people, they usually bless you. All those blessings are much more energy coming to you that you can utilize to achieve your goals. Now, as we come towards the end, I've talked about this, concluding. So the key thing among all this is that adopt empowering beliefs. Focus on the things that build you, not on the things that don't build you. Those things of who is doing what, who has more cars, who has what houses, who is seeing who, the things that many of us keep our thoughts on, they are not helping you. Focus on the things that build you. Adopt empowering beliefs. Don't focus on things that people say to you that are not good, and do away with all negative thoughts, fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, loss, including expectation from others. Most disappointments in this world come from expecting a lot from others. Learn to expect more from yourself. Real achievement is from yourself. And as you are at this, I love this Serenity prayer. I talk about it in most wherever I go. To keep focused, you have to know the things you can change, the things you can't change, and the difference between the two. You can't change the weather, you can't change the road. Some of us cannot change the government. Some of you believe you can. I don't know if you have succeeded. You can keep at it, but the biggest government is yourself. If you cannot change yourself, then you cannot change any other thing. Focus on changing the big things. The big deal is you. So learning what you can change. So in summary, we are saying know who you are, what you want, and what you want to be. Through your thoughts, you have to express what you want. In the Bible, in Matthew 7:7, Jesus said, ask and it shall be given, seek and you'll find, knock and it will be open to you. And the disciples asked, but how can we make sure And in Mark 11:24, God gives the answer, Jesus gives the answer, that whatever you ask with full belief that you have already achieved, it will be yours. So whatever you ask, ladies and gentlemen of 2023, you have to change your prayer. You should stop saying, I'm asking for this, I'm asking for this, I'm asking for this. Your prayer should be thanking. God, thank you for the car that you have given me. Because you must already believe you have got it. That's why we said that principle of Neville, the wish fulfilled. You must imagine. People would never create a computer if they waited for it to show. So we must believe that we have already achieved before we see, not to see so that we believe. Those who don't achieve are always waiting to see. They even deceive you that the eyes of the African are in the what? In the hands. It's not correct. Africans have been believers. So people who believe, we are saying we are believers. People who believe, they believe what they have not yet seen. So believe you have achieved if you are going to achieve. All people who believe, people would not have made a phone if they did not know that it can be made. It is already there. You must have a clear view of it before it can manifest, before it can show. This is from the Bible. It's a law of nature. You know, when you plant a tomato, you call it a tomato. When you plant a seed of an orange, you call it an orange. But it's going to take 5 years to grow. It's an orange. 1 month, it's an orange. 2 months, it's an orange. 5 months, it's an orange. So you must focus on the final thing. They call it actually praying from the end. Pray from the end. Start by that you have already received it and ask for it and you get it. And one way to make that happen is to do this receiving. Those of you who have watched the secret law of attraction, they talk about this receiving. That first believe, then receive. We said already, when you think of that house, already see yourself in it. You have not even bought the land. Think of the land where it is. Think of the house. How big is it? How as clear as possible. See yourself in it. How do you want to be? How do you feel if you are seated there? So receive, visualize. Visualize. This is the law of assumption I told you by Neville Goddard. And you can go and look up these things the coming times. And most importantly, we're also saying trust the universe. The universe that gives you the sun every day, that gives you the air you breathe. Why do you think that the economy is bad when the air is still there? That is most important. Yes, those are some challenges are there. But if you want to live on, you must trust the universe that good things will come, and surely they will come. And some of the things that stop people from achieving, this has been by so many masters. Is judging others. Even Jesus said, "Don't judge others. Don't let God do the judging. Don't complain. Don't." Every time we judge others, we minimize our chances of tapping from God's power, God's energy to come towards us. Don't judge people. Don't judge people. People are doing what they know best. That's what they know. That's the level at which they are. Pray for them to grow, to get to another level of understanding so that they can do as you wish or you as you know. Then the other principle is forgiveness. Remember, everything is coming from the heart. God has told us everything flows from there. So if there is anger there, if there is hate, if there is regret, if there is, you have to learn to forgive first yourself. If you have done everything, find that quiet time, forgive. If you are a Catholic and you believe in, penance, go and do penance. But everybody has a direct connection with God. I hope there's no priest here and I fail to get Holy Communion. Everybody has a direct connection with God. You don't need to go through anyone to reach God. It's what you believe that. But one of the key principles is forgiveness. Jesus said, "You forgive how many times?" So if you have anybody you are still holding a grudge against, it's difficult for you to achieve. Remember, it's energy. So if you remember, for something, sometimes for you to bring things in, you must send some things out. Things in, you must send some things out. So if your heart is already full of hate, of people and are bad, the other one did this to me, the other one did this, then it will be difficult for you now to receive this lovely one, this good one, this blessing one. So the other key principle is repetition. Remember, we said consistency. You must keep at it. You must repeat what you're asking. You don't ask once and say, I hear some people saying that Katonda Sichigala listens. God is not blind. Is not. You have to keep asking. If Jesus, the Son of God, had to wail on the cross, God, why do you forsake me? He was still praying after fasting 40 days. You want to pray once and you order God and then things be. Only God knows when he will release those blessings to you. I hope that is also clear. The time and when is gestation, the law of gestation, it's always up to God. Then this principle is the principle of all is one. Remember, everything was created by God. All of us come from God. So you must be good to all people. You must strive to respect all people, because in the end, we are all the same. From soil we came, to soil back we shall go. Everyone is divinity, I already told you. However bad you think they are, however, unbecoming you think they are in their journey of growth. They've not yet realized. It's like seeing a P1 child and you tell them P1 is useless. Yet it's P1 that brought you to P7. It's P7 that brought you to S4. Because you have already retired and you have retired back to farming, which is where what people are doing in the village already. Life is like that. Huh? Most people are retiring to farming, yet people are farming already in the village. They do not have to go to school. But you don't go and tell people, because for them, they're still at P1, go and farm. This is useless. You have learned a lot from this experience of going through secondary, primary, secondary, university, other universities, working, going through different jobs, different negotiation of salary. It's what has made you the person who you are today. So let other people be, and you will be at peace. Okay, so lastly, very simple things that you can do every day. If you have a pen, I think this will be shared. You can write these simple practical steps you can do to make the shift towards the new mindset. So one of the simple things we advise is to do breathing control. I already started on this when I asked you, for you to create the awareness, to know that you are here, that you are really worthy, is to do, to do this awareness. You have to be available. So one is to do the breathing awareness. And one of the exercises we recommend is you put an alarm on your phone. If you want really to reprogram and rearrest yourself, pick yourself from that prison you are in, of thinking you are in this group, you are Arsenal supporter, you are this, all the things you think you are. You have to claim back yourself. Those are just temporary things. Arsenal does not even know you. Chelsea does not know you exist. Yes, you support them, but that's not who you are. So for you to reclaim yourself, you have to do breathing control, breathing awareness. At the top of every hour, if you can put an alarm. Just breathe 5 to 10 times, just to be aware. Feel that you're breathing. That will help you to reclaim back yourself, to be in your mind. I'm sure you have heard people saying he's not in his mind. Some of us are living out of our mind because we are not even aware we have a mind, or we can control the mind. So for you to bring back that sanity, to control yourself from all that is happening across the world, you need to start some awareness creation, some breathing control. And of course, if you can take it to meditation, the better. So that's one simple thing that you can do to get back that control. Now, once you have that control, you'll be able to think thoughts and to imagine things and to focus on them, and then they become true and they become to manifest in trueness of what you intend them to be. The other simple thing you can do is some people call it mirror love, to say nice things to yourself in the mirror. The ladies, I'm sure for them, they are very good at this. They even move with the mirror. There's this simple exercise. There is a lady called Dorothea, I forget the other name. She comments just saying simple things like, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I am blessed, I am healthy, I am rich, I am favored. In the mirror, go in the mirror, because life is reflection. Feel nice, like start your day feeling nice. Go in that mirror and say 3 to 5 things good about yourself that will make you feel good and start the day on a good note. Other than that, the other one is affirmations, and I'm actually completing a book called Ultimate Masters, because in this world we are here to master life and to become masters of our own life. And I have a whole litany of affirmations that can help you. We shall communicate when it's ready, by end of January. But you see, affirmations, to affirm means that something is there, you already know it. But because you know that things are created by mouth, you affirm it. When they ask you, are you there? Even if someone sees you. Remember when we were in school, they would do roll call. The teacher is seeing you, but you have to say you're present. In our Catholic church, when people are going to become priests, the bishop calls out their names and they are supposed to say, "No, I'm there, I'm around." So even you must announce yourself, you must affirm. People will even push you when you are there, they will say you're not around, and some of you accept that you're not around. You must say you are there. So you must affirm some of the things you know, the things you want to achieve, you must affirm them. Remember, we said pray from the end. Pray from what you have already achieved. So already say you have a house if you want a house. I have a house, I have a bicycle, I have this, I have affirm. And even these are advised, 3 to 5 affirmations at a time for 30 days, the most important ones, and certainly you'll achieve them. The challenge is some of us have like 100 achievements we want at every time. Yet we know the law of nature. You can achieve anything in this world, but you cannot achieve everything. You have to let go of some things in order to achieve others. Even in my own culture, they say, they even say, you must focus on one thing. The power of focus cannot be forgotten. So choose a few things to manifest in a given time, give them a month or so, and then leave them to the subconscious mind. If you really do your breathing control, you always affirm yourself. You start every day with positive love to yourself, and you affirm the things you want, at least 3 of them a whole month. Certainly they will come to be if you put a lot of time on them and focusing on yourself, not others. The other, of course, very important thing, which you can do also every day. Remember the law of, what you sow is what you reap. What you sow is what you reap. So begin the day by giving blessings. Blessings. You want blessings. Remember, we all achieve because of God's mercy, because of God's grace to us. Even understanding is not easy. Remember, God asks 3 things of us: that we're here to grow, to have knowledge, to know Him, and to know what He wants, but to understand. Some of us know, but we don't understand. Then to grow wisdom, which is what they call amagiz, to be able to differentiate, for example, things you can change, things you can't. That is knowledge. That is not knowledge. That is wisdom. To grow. That's why people tell us ukademagezi. Old age is wisdom. So bless. You want blessings. You cannot achieve anything without God's blessing. The one who blesses is God. Remember, we said God is in you and God is in others. So if you want blessings, bless others. So think of 5 people each day, touch your heart and bless them. It's a simple action. Please just borrow it. I might say do it for me, but do it for yourself. Do these 4 things. Think of someone, 5 people, just touch your heart and bless them. Send them that blessing. You will be amazed. Some of them might even call you and tell you they thought about you. Send out positive energy in order to receive positive energy. Beyond like the heart action, you can also meet people on the street, anybody. Just meet someone and say, I bless you today. Your day is going to be good in God's name. Bless people, and you'll see how you get blessed yourself. It's how everybody achieves. So we said, if you are going to succeed in 2023, this is how you should be taking this table we started with. Who decides what you want? Everything should be you if you want to grow. But if you want to continue in the other programming, your boss is bad, your partner is the one who is bad, my wife is the one who is bad, this one is the one failing, the other neighbor is the one. If you want to continue in that, it's up to you. If you think your church is the one that will make you rich, you think your community, you think your tribe, you think, it's up to you. But successful people know that it's themselves and they tap the power within, which is the greatest power that they have. So that is it. I'm sorry, I overshot, I think, by how many minutes? By a whole 12 minutes. And these I do this, of course, this is a little separate from journalism, but like I told you, we are seeing that people might not achieve even the things we're telling them if they don't have self-awareness, if they don't have self-consciousness. And that's why we're doing it. And I've started this new product called Ultimate Masters. It's available at ultimatemasters.org. For those who want to grow, please, you're welcome to grow along with us. I'm going to attempt to put out things every week, because we must make this world a better place. Thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me come into your life, into your day, into your time of expectation and conclusion. And I wish you God's blessings and the abundance that you deserve. Thank you.